interesting build. It's a Fissure build. Yes, it's something that I stumbled upon. Talked to the player that created it. He didn't copy from anyone. He just was tired of just seeing the same builds all the time, and he decided to create this by himself. So it's a very interesting build. I'm gonna show you guys here. We're gonna break down this video, all the details about this, and smash the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and put in the comment section if you like this type of videos where I just talk about everything instead of just showing some slides. The slides, they're good because I can pass the information much faster, and talking takes more time. But I'm trying different stuff in the channel, and I would like your feedback. So let's go. Fissure. So Fissure is a close combat skill. It's a melee build, strike, melee skills, strike build skill, physical damage skill, with area of effect. And as you can see here, it stuns. Every now and then you will stun the enemy with it. Okay, so that's crowd control. Now he uses the origin awakening, because the origin awakening gives him a additional fissure chance. So there is a 23% chance that we will do an additional fissure. So that's like doing a double attack. 23% of the time he does a double attack. Okay, so let's understand what he puts around this, mainly what he needs for this build, because let's take a look at the tags again. It's attack, melee, area of effect, strike, and physical damage. So what he needs here is damage amplifications, attack speed, because those are damage multipliers, increasing flat damage, always, because the flat damage, the base damage, everything is calculated upon the base damage, and then of course those damage increments. So we have here melee damage amplification. It's connected to 4 counter essences with 37 melee damage amplifications, and then we have the Mana Storm here with another 34.6 and 8 from the legendary. We have persistence with more strike damage amplifications, and he does not have he doesn't do critical damage. As soon as he puts that persistence there, he disables critical damage, probably because he does not have a critical chance high enough to go with a critical build, so he's doing a persistence build. And of course the pulverize, which now is called smash, together with the persistence, give him about a 35% strike damage amplification with the 5 stacks. And we have concentrated area damage. Concentrated area damage awakened with origin, so he can get some extra 28% here damage, and doing a lot of damage amplification as well. And last but not least, we have Fighting Spirit, which also is awakened. Now, Fighting Spirit gives a good amount of damage amplification, 22.5% strike damage amplification, not as high as the other ones, but Fighting Spirit also gives him some survivability. Fighting Spirit, for every hit, you get 1 Fighting Spirit stack, and you have a maximum of 30 stacks. Each stack is going to give you 1% physical damage reduction. And at Legendary, he gets 0.5% element damage reduction. So if he can get the 30 stacks, that is a 30% physical damage reduction and 15% element damage reduction. Okay, so it increases your damage but also gives you survivability. And he got the Origin Awakening, and what the Origin Awakening does is it reduces a little bit the Fighting Spirit effect, so it reduces it by 30%. So if you can get as high as a 30% physical damage reduction, now only 70% of that you're going to get after the Awakening, so that becomes 21% physical damage reduction, and the element damage drops from 15 to 10.5%, which is still good. And he gets some strike damage amplification to compensate the reduction of the Fighting Spirit effect. So he goes with Origin to increase his damage, reducing a little bit the effect of the Fighting Spirit. He has 2 area of effect skills. They are support skills. One is Bloodshed. Bloodshed, I talked to him, and he uses very occasionally, only when he's doing content that is very hard. And when he's doing that content, he uses the Bloodshed, because the main purpose of the Bloodshed is not to do damage. or to increase damage. The main purpose of the bloodshed is to increase the damage reduction. Okay, it's survivability. It gives him 26% damage taken dampening, so it reduces 26% of every damage, including chaos damage. Yes, it's going to give him attack speed, it's going to give him bleed chance, it's going to give him a lot of stuff, but he has to stop attacking with Fissure to use bloodshed. So those damage amplifications, those damage increases, they do not compensate the damage that he loses by stop attacking with Fissure. So the only thing that matters to him is to increase his resistance, to increase the damage taken dampening. Okay, so that's why it's occasional. He only does that in tough content like 10-10 maps and decent raids, he told me. And then he has here electric area. Everybody knows electric area. It's just something that he's using there to electrify opponents, shock them, and amplify damage against them. That's it. So we have time acceleration to reduce cooldown and status effect enhancement to increase the duration of the shocking. Let's take a look at the enhancements now. Defense enhancement and attack enhancement. For defense enhancement, he has Siphon Life to get some great HP absorb on hit, and he's activating that with buff activation when hit, and time acceleration to reduce cooldown, increase duration, and overflowing strength for the tenacity effect, so he gets some extra armor and a +10 resist all across the board, including chaos. So that's his defense enhance, and for the attack enhance, he gets Fighter's Wrath, which is like a release element for melee damage. Release element is going to give you element damage amplification. Fighter's Wrath is going to give you melee damage amplification. Release element is going to give you cast speed. Fighter's Wrath is going to give you attack speed. So it's the same thing. What I told him is, and he gets a good amount here, 42% melee damage amplification. What I told him is there is a lot of buttons that he has to press in this build, although bloodshed only occasionally. What he could do is electric area triggering Fighter's Wrath. So every time you attack, every time you use electric area, you cast Fighter's Wrath. And because electric area has a smaller cooldown, it's only 5.78 seconds, and his Fighter's Wrath it's at 16, almost 17 seconds, it's okay. And the good thing about that is when he's activating the Fighter's Wrath and getting some melee damage amplification and attack speeds at the same time, he's shocking enemies and getting more damage amplification, so there is a combo of electric area with Fighter's Wrath. So Fighter's Wrath is connected to time acceleration to reduce cooldown, increase duration, of course, increase duration, enhancing effect to increase the effect and versatility, which maybe it's the one that he's going to replace to combo the electric area with Fighter's Wrath, versatility giving him attack speed and armor penetration. And he linked it to dampen resource cost as well, because we all know that release elements and Fighter's Wrath, when they are active, they consume a lot of mana, so connecting it to dampen resource cost as well. Running Seal of Striking here, giving a lot of damage amplification, strike damage amplification with one slot only. Only one slot, guys. A lot of people doing that. There's no secret here. Put one slot and put a lot of Kendra essences in that slot, and that's going to increase the level of the dampen resource cost and give you some extra mana reduction, okay, for the Fighter's Wrath. Here, for defensive seals, he has Seal of Physical Domain, but some people ask, what is the best defensive seal? And that's not the right question. You need all the defensive seals to cover all the holes in your defense. So if you do not have a maxed out Chaos Resist, you need a seal of Chaos Resistance leveled up as well. If your physical resistance, which is your armor, is not maxed out, then some seal of physical domain will help you as well. If your defense, if your element resistance is not maxed out, then you probably will need a seal of element resist as well. Just switch between seals depending on the content that you're doing at the time. If you're playing a close combat build, you will need, every time that you play a build that you are very close to the enemies, you will need a high resistance, a high survivability. So as you can see here, the armor is close to maxed out. The elements probably maxed out, and the chaos resistance at 33%. So he can just switch the seal of physical domain for a seal of chaos resist if he wants to. As far as movements goes, he has teleport and penetrating slash, which are my two favorites because there's no animation. I don't like rolling away, and I don't like the whoop, the animation of leap attack. So I prefer teleporting, and the penetrating slash is like a teleport as well. So the usual suspects here: disarm to reduce cooldown and use count to increase the number of uses. So teleport with 2 uses and the penetrating slash with 4 uses. And the good thing about penetrating slash, not only the amount of uses that you get from it. So because he has more uses of penetrating slash, he's connecting it to Shout of Provocation. So he's using it more frequently because it has more uses, and he activates Shout of Provocation when he moves with penetrating slash. And he also connected it to Disturb. Okay, so Disturb causing some status effect on the enemies, reducing movement speed, cast speed, and attack speed. His other shout, which is Shout of Justice, will be activated upon crowd control by this link rune here. And what causes crowd control? The Fissure. As we saw here on the video, the Fissure, it can stun the enemies. Okay, so every time he stuns, he activates the Shout of Justice, and the Shout of Justice will remove the status effect from himself and cause movement speed dampening on the enemies. And the Shout here has two link runes that reduce the cooldown, and that's it. That's the runes. He has 2 rune stones, increasing one increases the level of the Fissure, and the other one increases the level of Fighter's Wrath. Let's take a look at the gear. So he runs 2 one-handed axes. Axes have a very high base damage, and base damage is great. They don't have here some special attributes, but if you're doing a physical damage build, axes are great for that. And as you can see here, almost 1,000 on the maximum damage here for this axe, and the other one is doing 778. So let's take a look at this one first, which is the legendary one. Again, what do you want to enchant your weapons with? Well, you want the usual. You want attack speed. You want to increase the flat damage. You want to get some attack speed. You want to get physical damages, and you want HP absorb on hit. Okay, and after get those, yeah, get some stats, get some element resistances, but mainly attack speed because it's a damage multiplier. HP absorption on attack hit is great, and increase your flat damage and your physical damage. Okay, so he already gets from the get-go a physical damage plus here with the Earth Authority. Then he gets some attack damage. Here is the attack speed, HP absorb, stats, attack damage, and the rest doesn't matter. And the other weapon here, physical damage, attack damage, speed 23%, tier 11. So maxed out on that. Great. Perfected it. 23% attack speed, strength, attack damage, physical damage. So nice weapons. Now defensive gear. On the defensive gear, what you want is you want to increase your HP, you want to increase your damage, you want to increase your element resistances, your chaos resistances, and if you can get some attack speed and some damages there, you get them as well. So also, what is your main defensive that you're running? Are you running a barrier defense, a dodge defense, or armor defense? So your defensive gear is there, especially if you're doing a build like this one, which is a close combat build. Don't fool around with your defense, okay? With your main defense. So in his case, it's armor, then increase that armor, get full armor items to put your armor way up there. Okay, so as you can see here, look how much armor he gets from the helmet. 1200 armor, which is a lot. Okay, so let's take a look at this legendary siege plate military hat doing 1200 armor. He gets a tier 11, 19% HP, which is great. Gear armor, attack speed amplification. So if you can get some damages on those defensive gears, you get them. Attack speed amplification, great. Then lightning resist, chaos resist, cold resist, and a bonus here, it's a situational reflect damage taken decrease. Every now and then, we do some maps with mobs doing some high reflect damage. Those are very nasty maps, and to get these it's situational, but it helps in those situations. The shoulders here doing also 1100 armor, high armor here, and okay unique authority. So armor, HP, physical damage. So he gets more damage from the shoulders. Physical damage, poison resist, fire resist. Then we go to the chest, Earth Authority to get the 3 attack damage skill rune level plus 3. So that increases the Fissure plus 3 levels. So you get that in the Earth Authority, okay? Almost 1,000 armor on the chest as well. And he got the Chaos Resist, which is great. Then we have here tier 10, 28% HP, great, cold resist, hit rate, you need hit rate. That is another thing that you're going to need to invest in hit rates, okay? He doesn't do crit rates, crit is disabled, but he needs to hit the enemy. So yeah, you also need hit rates. And more damage, so more damage. To increase the level of your skill is already damage, but he gets another damage option here. Chaos resist and immunity to stun, also great. Now here he gets a hybrid gloves, armor and dodge rate. I am not sure what I think about this, but since his armor is almost maxed out, then maybe it's okay. And he got these gloves here because of the damage against elites, okay? And he's going to double down on that on the Zodiac. So 27% damage against elites, that's why he got the armor dodge gloves here. And he got a prosperity authority, giving him 41% damage when his strength, dexterity, and intelligence are 150 or more, which they are. So already the gloves, defensive gear, also doing more damage. Damage against elites and 41% damage because of the stats. And he already starts with a tier 10 physical damage and attack speed, so the gloves helping a lot of his damage as well. So then he gets armor, lightning resist, and fire resist. Very nice gloves. Now the boots they are hybrid, and I don't like that. If you're running a barrier build, get full barrier boots. If you're running a dodge build, get full dodge boots. And if you're running an armor build, then get full armor boots, because this 7.7% debuff dodge chance, I'm not really sure I like it. Actually, I don't like it, but I could be wrong. This is just my personal opinion. Okay, just go for full armor and get as much armor that you can from the boots. 9% mana cost reduction. This is great. The movement speed is not bad, but right now the meta is 45% movement speed. He's at 39, and he gets 2 damage options from the boots, 40% melee damage and 9% melee damage. So the boots are also helping with the damage. HP, fire resist, cold resist, lightning resist. Good boots, but they could be better. But they are already good. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good stuff in those boots. Okay, I wouldn't rush to replace it. Only whenever the situation arises. So the necklace, 11% attack speed. So attack speed necklace. Okay, and he got a physical damage with the fire authority. And this necklace is very good. Look at this necklace, how much damage it gives. So we start with damage multiplication with the attack speed. Then the authority gives 29% physical damage. Then we have a tier 10 physical damage with 5% attack speed. Then more tier 10, 82% physical damage. Then we get some HP, some element resist, some fire resist. And then tier 10, 10% chance to gain 8% damage amplification for 3 seconds on every hit. So more damage. And then on the legendary option, he almost got it perfect because it ranged between 70% and 100%, and he got it at 99%. A lot of damage on this necklace. Very good necklace. The belt, legendary belt. This is a new belt. He was running a rare tier 27 belt. So it's a new belt. He just put it there. A strength belt, tier 30. The authority didn't help much, but some mana cost reduction here. Great. HP, mana potion cooldown recovery speed, great. Strength, stats on the legendary and enhanced potion effect. That's okay. Uh, Good belt, better than the one that he had before. Good belt. Now he runs here physical damage rings. This one is legendary with 19% damage on the authority. Both rings have tier 11 attack speeds of 15%, okay? And both rings have area damage. This one 39%, this one 38%. And then HP, physical damage, dexterity, poison resist, cold resist, and this one hit rate, HP on every hit, strength, dexterity, and poison resist. So his gear is giving him a very good defense. good HP. He's at 10k HP now. Doing some HP absorption, HP on hit, maxing, close to maxing out his defense. Look at that. Yeah, solid gear, increasing a lot of both his survivability, his defense, and his damage. Now let's take a look at the charms. So he runs Hamel as the main one because of the physical damage amplifications, and Boreal to give armor and melee damage. Let's quickly run his charms. His Scale Star here is doing 44% physical damage. This one here is tier 6, 77% physical damage. This one is tier 4. Now this one, room for improvement, 47% physical damage. This one is tier 5. Also, there's room for improvement here, 62% physical damage. This one, 75% physical damage. Notice that not only he can increase the tiers, but there's only one useful line of option on the charm. So there's a lot of room for improvement here. This one here, tier 6, with 50% damage when dual wielding. The dot doesn't matter. And then this one, tier 4, but with both lines, useful 44% physical damage and 35% damage when dual wielding. So yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement on the charms, but the charms are already good. And this is doing 82 million DPS with room for improvement, a lot of room for improvement. Okay, let's take a look at the Zodiac. The Zodiac here, trait 1, Afros. So doing those damage upon attacks on the top and getting some attack speed here at the bottom. Then Forest going up with the physical damages and getting the generic damage at the center. Then trait 3 Rock, getting the damage upon attacks on the top, then some attack hit rates, some HP bonuses. Then on the trait 4, we go to Prele, damage upon attack, melee, damage upon attack, area of effect, damage upon attack. Then 5, trait 5, go to Contrast. He gets the armor path because he's already good with the element resist, so he doesn't need to go up. Doesn't make sense to spend 2 points to get 10% damage. His dodge is deactivated, it's disabled. We're going to see further ahead. He gets the HP amplification that disables dodge, so there's no need to get this. And his barrier is 0, so there's no need to go down here. That's why he gets the path to increase the armor. Then we go here to trait 6. On the meta, go up to get those physical damages and hit rates, and the middle, damage multiplications. Attack speed, attack speed, attack speed, attack speed. Then he gets here convection. I don't care which build you run, this is always good, right? 3 points, 3% HP, 3% HP, 3% physical damage taken, dampening. A lot of people get that one. I get that one. It's useful for every build. So Scent here, a lot of points spent on Scent. So trait 7, Scent, he goes the bottom line to get the attack speed and the 40% damage for 2 seconds upon miss. Up here, getting some area damage and hit rates. And in the middle, hit rates, and here it is, 25% damage against elites. Okay, so he doubled down on the gloves giving 27% damage against elites, and now he gets also 25% damage against elites. So that's Scent, trait 7, then we go to Artemis. So he gets the 9% damage node, and then goes up and gets a more HP. Makes sense? And then Maggot, he gets 100% damage on Maggot. 40% damage here, 30% area damage here, and 30% melee damage here. Very, very good. Now on trait 8 Laia, he goes up for the physical damage, so goes up, get the hit rates, the attack speeds, and then he goes up for the attack speed and all the way down the middle for more damage. What we have here, Farmer. So here's he gets the 9%. Now some people go up as well as down. Some people don't like disabling HP regen, so some people just go up all the way to the 3% HP amplification. And then there are those people that only go down, which is his case. So he disabled HP regen. There is no HP regen on his build to get the 12% HP amplification. And he doubles that with this on blacksmith. So 3 points. A lot of people get this as well. So damage, physical damage reduction, disables dodge and gets 15% HP amplification. And hunter, he gets the 9% and more 3% HP. Now trait 9, typhoon, he goes down here. Now look, this is interesting. When you look at his fissure, he got the origin awakening, and the origin awakening gives him a 23% chance to do double damage because he has an additional fissure chance. Now here on trait 9 at the Zodiac, 2% chance to deal double damage on hit. So another chance to do double damage, and at the end here, 4% chance to deal double main element damage on physical main element damage hit. So there are already 3 options in his build that help him to do double damage. 2 nodes on the Zodiac and the Awakening for his main skill. Now let's take a look here. Hammer, first specialization. He goes to the path of uplift because it gives him attack speed and damage upon attack. Then down here to overpower to increase the base damage and get at the end the strike damage amplifications. And then he gets some area damages on the right. Wrath, he goes up, and this is an interesting one. 7% damage upon attack for every enemy inside the radius of 400. It gets to a maximum of 150% damage. So this is a lot, but it depends on the amount of mobs. The more enemies you are facing, the more damage that you do, which is great. And down here he gets acceleration, 20% attack speed, and movement speed, 15%, all the way down to strike damage amplification. And specialization 3, some HP absorption here. So he has 2 options of his weapon does HP absorption, his accessory does HP on hit, he has Siphon Life to do some HP absorption as well, and he has the Bloodshed to reduce the damage when he needs, and the Zodiac also doing HP absorption. So yeah, solid survivability. And down here for damage amplifications, and down here for damage amplifications, area damage amplifications. Now let's take a look at the relics. So he runs Caster. Caster is like a Safdar, but for physical damage. Safdar will amplify your element damage. Caster will amplify your physical damage. So this is like the Safdar for those doing physical damages. The problem is the passive for Caster sucks, only increases your strength. So the passive for Safdar is superior. And the passive that he runs here on Spica is increasing physical damage. And look, again, 5% chance to deal double damage on hit. So that is his 4th bonus to do a double damage. He gets 2 nodes on the Zodiac, the Awakening from the build, and now the passive from the Relic, giving him a chance to do double damage. And then Boreal is only giving him HP because he disabled the HP regen. So all he's going to get from Boreal is HP. Maybe consider changing relics. Alright guys, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Let me know in the comments if you prefer this breakdown, me talking a lot, blah blah blah, or if you prefer those slides presentations. They are quicker videos, but it's less information. Let me know, and I'll see you next video.